So Dhanush, what is more difficult for you? I mean, you play a kick-ass assassin in this. So is it more difficult to remember difficult lines, or is it more difficult to remember difficult action steps?
If the lines are in Tamil, it's very easy. It naturally flows in me. I mean, even 3 pages, 4 pages lines, I can just take a look and I can still deliver. If it's in English, then probably, yeah, it'll take some homework. And still, I'll make sure I'm absolutely ready by the time I turn up. But still, stunts are comparatively easier for me to remember and flow with the choreography if it's in a different language.
Yeah, and I think you look like because of your wiry body, right from the Polladuvan days or whatever it is. When you do that, I think you're very convincing when it comes to action stunts and all that kind of stuff. So
it's my job to do it convincingly. So
yeah.
I try to do a good job of it.
Yeah. So what is the difference between writing a movie for the whole world versus doing something of your own, like Welcome to Collinwood or You, Me and Dupree, which were your first 2 films, and were particularly quote-unquote American films?
It's a good question. I don't know that we have like anything in our process that we think of as different, but like there certainly are some movies that we think about as a global experience. And a lot of the action movies, can translate, I think, better internationally because, they're more about, they're less dependent on language in many ways, right? So when you get into genres that are less dependent on language, you can it can help pull in people internationally better. I would say that's one nominal difference, but also the scope of storytelling. Sometimes, we try to tell stories, like The Gray Man's a good example, where you feel like there's something global in what's happening in the narrative. And I think that can also help just connect people.
If you could cast Dhanush as an Avenger, who would he be? I mean, I'm sure thousands of people have asked you this question, but what would he be? And what would you like to play?
I would like to play Avik's son in The Avengers.
Yeah, yeah, the same character. But what about you guys?
Well, this has got me obsessed to it now that you said that, because I want to know, like, what is Avik's son? What hasn't he shown yet? He still has something.
Right, but can you think of an Avengers character that he'd be like perfect for?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. Maybe someone in the X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So many Marvel characters now. It's so hard to think of like which ones they haven't used yet. But he'd be amazing in it, no matter what.
Now, while